appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and thank you for joining us on CoreTV News at 7. I am Frank Omalape. Youth Corps members in the Federal Capital Territory on Monday took to the streets over the non-payment of their 6-month allowances by officials of the Kuje Area Council where they've been serving. After the peaceful protests on the outskirts of the Abuja city center, the Corps members were seen in groups discussing the outcome of their action. They told CoreTV News that several bullets were fired into the air by security operatives to disperse them. However, efforts to speak to the council chairman were not successful as he was said to be attending a meeting.
This morning we just held a peaceful demonstration actually to show our grievances about our allowance, and right now we're almost successful about it. Yes, shots were fired up this morning after the chairman came in and it was like he's going to bring his guys, and shots were fired up, but thank God nobody was injured somehow.
What happened was that we have had several meetings with the chairman that we need him to be paying us our allowance. Though the money is just a very small amount, 5,000 every month. But the man has been refusing to dance to our tune. Whenever we go to his office to discuss anything as regards that, he will just be taking us for granted. Not that we are hungry or because of the money, but when the CLO who is representing us, as in our representative in his office, goes to visit him, the man will never say the feedback the CLO will give us that the man was just taking her for granted. Maybe it's because she's a female, all sorts of things.
A federal high court in Abuja has struck out a 2-count terror charge filed by the police against alleged Nyanyabo Maminu Oguche. Justice Adeni Ademola struck out the case against the alleged mastermind of the April 2014 bombing for lack of diligent prosecution. The bomb suspect, who was in court, was however returned to the custody of the Department of State Security, which had wanted the police to withdraw the charges to enable complete the investigation. Oguche has since his extradition from Sudan been held by the DSS. While the Department of State Security has admitted raiding an office belonging to the All Progressive Congress, but claims there were no signs that it was a party office. DSS spokesperson Marilyn Oga disclosed this in a statement issued in Abuja that the raid was based on a petition that permanent voters' cards were being cloned in the building located in Ikeja, Lagos. She confirmed that a number of arrests were made while DSS operatives retrieved a server, 3 hard drives and 31 bags of hard copies of data which had been analyzed. Oga added that investigation has begun to determine whether the allegations in the petitions are true or not. But APC has accused the security agency of acting out a script, especially as the police had a few days earlier attempted to stop Speaker Aminu Tambuwal from getting into the House of Representatives. It has challenged the DSS to make its findings public and has not ruled out the option of going to court. The national leadership of the All Progressive Congress is not leaving anything to chance concerning last weekend attacks on its offices in Lagos. The party, at a meeting with journalists in Lagos, described the invasion of its database center as a premeditated attack. A correspondent to Oluwaseyi Adegoke was at the briefing and filing this report.
Operatives of the DSS and soldiers attached to the unit stormed the Lagos APC office last Saturday and vandalized everything in sight. They claimed that they received a petition that the office was being used to clone INEC's permanent voter cards. The authorities of the DSS also confirmed this position, a development the National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Lai Mohammed, described as very disturbing, especially in democracy.
This is clearly a premeditated invasion aimed at destabilizing the APC. See, even from the location of this office and from the activities going on there, nothing but, compiling a database. They did it, of course, it was programmed for 3 reasons. One, to ensure that we have no database, so we cannot even contact our people, we don't even know our strengths. 2, now that they have in their possession our database, everything in their possession, it's easy for them to use this to rig elections, because it's a matter of knowing exactly where is our strength and then depriving such people of the permanent voters cards, or on election day making sure that electoral materials don't arrive early enough or at all in those areas. And of course, finally, is further evidence of desperation of this government.
Dismissed claim by the DSS that the office in question did not carry any inscription to show it belonged to the APC, adding that there is no place in the law for the excuse.
Is there any law in Nigeria that says I must put a signboard in front of my office, in front of my house, as long as what I'm doing there is legal and lawful? And for God's sake, what were we doing here? We were trying to develop our database. Are we now going to put APC signboard there so that everybody will come in and disturb them? And if you have a good intelligence gathering organization and you do not rely on beer parlor rumor, you should know what is going on here. I don't think it's an excuse that because they don't have the APC signboard there. I know many corporate organizations, you do not find their names where they are doing their research and policy, where they are doing their research and documentation of work. Of course, we don't have to put APC. This is not an APC party office. This is an APC resource center where we compile our database.
The APC urged all Nigerians to stop what it called an act of impunity embarked upon by the Jonathan administration. Oluwaseyi Adegoke, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Ahead of the 2015 general elections, stakeholders in politics and governance are calling for a renewed drive in creating an enabling environment for increased and effective participation of women. This was the consensus at the opening of a 2-day national conference on women and elections in Abuja tagged Enhancing Opportunities for Women Candidates in the 2015 elections. They say not much has been done to ensure gender balance since the 2011 elections and are demanding a change in a political arrangement which favors men to the detriment of women.
As we plan for the 2015 elections, however, the challenges are great. Nigeria's ranking in women political participation has declined considerably. It now ranks 102 in the world, a significant slide from 89 in just 5 years, according to the World Economic Forum's annual report of 142 countries. To a greater extent, a nation's progress depends on the progress of women. The strength of democracy depends on the participation of women, and the vibrancy on economies depends on the contribution of women. When women's potential are not tapped, our societies are short-changed.
There is the need to create the enabling environment to enhance women's active participation in all areas of development. We must, as women, begin to aggressively unite, network, and build alliances across gender divides in order to secure meaningful change. My dear sisters, let the voices of women be heard loudly. because we have the right to be heard and we have the right to participate fully in the socio-economic and political life of our various communities.
Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola has presented a 489 billion naira year 2015 budget estimate to the State House of Assembly. The budget has 51% capital and 49% recurrent expenditure. Our correspondent Abiola Luwole was there. His report is presented from our studios.
The year 2015 proposed appropriation bill has the same figure with that of 2014 budget. Fashola says the reason for proposing an appropriation bill that has the same figure with the current budget of the state is to ensure that the next administration in the state does not inherit any deficit. This, according to financial analysts, may not also be connected with the present austerity measures following the slump in global oil prices.
As you will observe, we have retained essentially the same budget size as 2014, and this is for many reasons. One reason is that we have kept a zero deficit in order to ensure that the next government does not inherit a deficit. This will give them room to start off very quickly when their programs begin to crystallize and they may need to raise funds in order to get going. Another reason for this is that our budgets, like all good budgets, are not defined by plans and expectations only. They make more sense if they are defined by resources.
Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Adeyemi Kuforiji, assures that the lawmakers will do the needful to pass the budget.
The onus is now on the members of this honorable house to do the needful. I want to assure you that we will meticulously perform our professional duty.
The 2015 appropriation bill will be the last under the Fashola administration.
This is CoreTV News at 7. We'll take a break shortly. We'll be back with more stories after this timeout. Stay with us.
I no longer worry about deodorant stains with Nivea Invisible for black and white deodorant. No white marks on black and no yellow stains on white. My black stays black and white stays white longer. And I stay 48 hours protected. New Invisible for black and white deodorant from Nivea.
Also available, Nivea Men Invisible for black and white deodorant from Nivea Men.
Glad to have you back now. For more updates on our news and other programs, visit our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/CoreTV News. Also, you can log on to our Twitter handle at CoreTV News NG. And our YouTube page is youtube.com/CoreTV. Leave a space, then news. The Senate has ruled out the recording of any crisis similar to the one that occurred at the House of Representatives on Thursday when it resumed plenary on Tuesday. Chairman Senate Committee on Information, Media and Public Affairs, Ina Abaribe, stated this while speaking to newsmen in Abuja. Abaribe says the Senate will discuss the invasion of the National Assembly by security operatives when it reconvenes on Tuesday. He says the Inspector General of Police has been invited to find out who gave the order for the punishment of federal lawmakers last Thursday. He also confirmed that the Senate will also have an interaction with the service chiefs on the state of affairs in the Northeast. Meanwhile, a property worth millions of naira and 2 lives were lost in Ibadan as alleged political thugs of the All Progressive Congress burnt down to the family compound of a former state governor, Rashidi Ladoja, in the burned photo area of the city. CoreTV News has this update on the violence. With its recent experience of political violence seeming like a thing of the past over the last 3.5 years, Ibadan is again in the news for the wrong reasons, with politically motivated violence leading to the death of 3 people and also the burning down of the family compound in the former governor of Oyo State, Rashidi Ladoja, who is expected to be the governorship candidate of the Accord Party in the 2015 governorship election in the state. Eyewitnesses say trouble started on Friday after violence erupted at a campaign rally of the All Progressive Congress in Okeado, with some of those allegedly involved in the violence that led to the death of a police inspector at the scene, with some of the hoodlums coming to the Bonfoto area of the city where the compound is situated, telling residents that they will deal with them. They made good the promise that led to the burning down of houses, cars, tricycles and motorcycles, and the alleged death of 2 people, to the dismay of this religious leader, BC Shitu.
This is shameful. It's wanton destruction of lives and property for no just cause. Innocent people have just houses and properties, shop looted. I can't. There's no justification for it. And how many hours after the flag off of a campaign? Because I understand that this thing started about the day before yesterday, as a result of fallout of a campaign that was supposed to have taken place around Okeado. And then in the process, maybe whatever happened at that end, people ran towards Popoyemoja, towards Isaleosi, where people within the neighborhood said some of the people guiding some of the aspirants or whatever, the politicians, released gunshots at Bonfoto area. Then later we heard that one of the guys was just brandishing gun, came later today and destroying lives and property. People even claimed they saw someone with three rifles. This is madness. There's no better way to describe this thing. And I feel really, really ashamed that where we're talking about peace and security having taken place in Oyo State, things like this could happen without anybody, no security apparatus to even stop these people.
While the family count their losses and the former governor and his associate ruminate on what next after this needless urge of violence, it is only hoped that this does not signal a return to its Wild West days. The Ogun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has said Governor Ibikunle Amosu's romance with former President Olusegun Obasanjo will not save him from being defeated at the poll in 2015. The state chairman of the party, Adebayo Dayo, stated that the ex-president will not work for the APC but PDP, where he is a founding father. Dayo stressed that leaders of the PDP in the state were resolving the issues in the party to gain the momentum enough to unseat the ruling APC. The State Publicity Secretary of the APC, Shola Lawal, however, says the relationship between the elder statesman and the governor is a family affair, positing that the PDP is myopic and backward with the definition of the relationship. He concluded that Amosu has made gains politically through his performance as governor of the state. And now the governorship aspirants under the People's Democratic Party in the Northeast went through the regular screening exercise as prerequisite to contest the primary election of the party. Our correspondent Dixon Martins witnessed the screening exercise in Bauchi and filed in this report.
This is the atmosphere at the zonal office of the People's Democratic Party in Bauchi. Governorship aspirants of the PDP are to face a committee that will determine their eligibility to seek the party's governorship ticket in their various states. One after the other, the candidates arrive. Their journey to the government house which they desire starts here. The screening exercise was conducted behind closed doors. The strict nature of the exercise permits only aspirants into the screening room. The committee gave out instructions and advised the candidates before the screening commenced.
Only God gives power. Like in each state, we have states here that have up to about 9 aspirants, 8 aspirants, 7 aspirants, but only one will be governor. And I'm sure each one of you is praying, let me be that one. And we also wish you that you should be that one. But in case it happens the other side that you are not the one, take it in good faith. We want to have a good family, a PDP family, that whoever at the end it wishes God that he should be the PDP flag bearer. The rest of us should line up behind him.
The first to be screened among contestants in the Northeast is Adamawa State Governor Bala James Ngilari. He expressed satisfaction with the conduct.
Absolutely comfortable. Absolutely comfortable. You can see me smiling now.
Earlier, Bauchi State Governor Isa Yuguda visited the venue, saying he only came to see how the exercise is going, being the chief host.
Here I just came to see, to welcome all the aspirants. I also pay my homage to leadership.
Some members of the entourage from Adamawa State were optimistic that the conduct of the screening will be fair and just.
Most of these people that have come for screening today are governors from all over the states. And they are sitting before their subjects to answer questions, to be assessed, and to be investigated. If they don't believe in it, they can come and sit before people ordinarily that they govern. You know, there's so much faith in what is happening.
Today we are fulfilled that Bala is appearing before the screening panel for he's been confirmed a candidate for governorship race in Adamawa State. This was what motivated us, what gingers us into moving to look for funds, to purchase a form for him, to plead on his conscience to accept the form and run as a candidate.
This screening exercise is expected to gauge how deep internal democratic tenets reach in Africa's largest political party, which has recently been experiencing some rancor among party members. Martins Dixon, CoreTV News, Bauchi.
You're still watching CoreTV News at 7. We'll take another break. We'll be back with more stories outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Glad to have you back now. Outside Nigeria, Tunisians have voted in the country's first presidential election since the 2011 Arab Spring that's triggered uprisings across the region. Over 25 candidates are in the race, but incumbent Moussef Mazzouki and anti-Islamic leader Benji Caid Essebsi are seen as the favorites. The poll is part of a political transition after the revolution that ousted Zine al-Abidine Ben Ali. The election is expected to deliver Tunisia's first directly elected leader since the removal of Ben Ali. If no candidate wins more than 500 the vote, a runoff round will be held on 31 December. Security was stepped up ahead of the election and armed guards were deployed to polling station. Essebsi from the Nidar Tunis party is the front-runner after his party came first in the parliamentary election. But critics say Essebsi, an 87-year-old who served in the governments of post-independence leader Habib Boughoubia, as well as Ben Ali, represent the past. Well, and that's a wrap on CoreTV News at 7. Many thanks for watching. I am Frank Omalape. Join us at 9:45 for our primetime bulletins. Bye for now.